What a 3 points that is this afternoon against a Brighton team who are bright, who are buzzing, who are now only 3 points above us in the Premier League. And you think of all the credit they're getting for their football this season under De Zerbi, all the negativity about Chelsea, and we're only 3 points off them. Massive result, but again, we shoot ourselves in the foot like we did against Newcastle. Now, it's been a week or so since I did my last video. I went away with work to Washington for the last week or so I haven't been able to do a video. I saw the Newcastle game and literally travelled soon after, so I never got a chance to do the video on that. And I was just really frustrated with the way we defended against the Newcastle. Reece James, lack of discipline as the team captain. And we saw it again today from Conor Gallagher, the vice-captain, losing just complete discipline and putting the team in a position where they've got to completely change the game plan, change the way we're playing, and luckily enough, we rode out the storm. We got the decisive penalty in the end. Well done, Mykhailo Mudryk, by the way. And we got the important 3 points. Against Newcastle, it was very, very different, as we all know, because we just crumbled. Defensive mistakes, the old Chelsea just giving up, come back, and it really, really frustrated the life out of me. And I was hoping we got a reaction, and we did. We got one. So Brighton was a massive, massive result today, heading into the game against Man United coming up on Wednesday night. But this lack of discipline is something that we need to get hold of. We need to start keeping clean sheets as well. Defensively, there's been chopping and changing because people have been unavailable for injury or for whatever. Badiashili's not played most of the season. He's played the last few games, and you have to believe that he's a mainstay next to Thiago Silva now. Levi Colwill's played most of the season, but he's been out with injury as well. So we've always had to chop and change that position. On the right-hand side, because of Reece James, he started off okay. He then got injured and other people had to cover for him with Disasi and Cucurella coming in and covering for him. And then James gets back in and you want him to have a good run between now and the end of the season, and he gets himself 2 yellows and gets sent off. So what happens? Disasi's got to come back in again. So there's just been no continuity between the back four. We need a tried and trusted, settled back four, back five, including the goalkeeper, to work as a unit, to know when to go, when to come across, when to be compact. And until we get that, we're going to be a little bit exposed defensively. And again, today we conceded another 2 goals. Man City, we conceded 4 goals. It's just Newcastle, 4 goals. We've got to do something about the defensive line. And the only way we can start doing that is when everyone is naturally fit. And we're hoping Ben Chilwell will be coming back as soon as he can, which is still going to be a few weeks, until Chilwell comes in, because I believe it will be Chilwell and James as wing-backs, and I think he's going to play a back 3 of Colwill, Thiago Silva and Disasi, and he'll play a 2 in the middle, even maybe a 3 in the middle, and then what he'll do, he'll then play Palmer and maybe Sterling up front on Nkunku. It depends on what's happening with Nkunku, but I think that Badiashili's there to stay next to Thiago Silva, and Colwill needs to obviously play. Now, I can't see him being ahead of Chilwell, but he'd have to come in and play next to Silva and Badiashile. That's what I think is going to happen. And then you're going to go the 2 wing-backs. And I think that's how we're going to play. And then obviously the Casido, Enzo, and then either Lavia or Gallagher. Then Palmer and Sterling, or maybe Palmer and Jackson, or Palmer and Nkunku. I guess we have to wait and see. But the good thing is we can chop and change. But I understand there's obviously the negativity from the game last week against Newcastle, having good performances against Tottenham and Man City. We go away to Newcastle and we just completely down tools and get thumped with just stupid defensive mistakes. And I can imagine that people, I didn't watch it myself, I didn't look at social media myself, but I can imagine people were just going overboard again with the negativity. I said in my last video, there's going to be bumps along the road. We're going to go from playing well to playing poorly. We just need that consistency of having 9 or 10 players been picked week in, week out, and there might be 1 change or maybe 2 changes in the game. We have to wait and see per game, per opponent. So it's just a time where it's been a bit different. You know, everyone was raving about the Man City performance, the way we played. We should have beaten them. We were the better team. Guardiola acknowledged it. Everyone acknowledged it. And then we go to Newcastle after the international break and then we get thumped. And it's just really sort of back to square one again. And we've used this week to build and build, obviously with no European involvement whatsoever. And then we've come to the game against Brighton. And I was a little bit surprised with this selection. I've not seen anything. I've not gone out of my way to read anything. Let's just say that. Why Palmer didn't start. But it's just, like I say, it was a good performance. 2-0 up and cruising. Concede a goal before half time. And then we make life difficult for ourselves. So the good thing is that we kept pushing. Mykhailo Mudrik's pace, he's always there as a blessing. He forced Milner into the tackle, got the penalty. And then again, we make life difficult for ourselves. But we stood firm, resolute, massive 3 points. Heading into Man United now with Reece James back, but Conor Gallagher out. Now, with Lavia, how fit is Lavia? Is he going to be anywhere near starting? If he's not, then we're going to have to change our formation possibly and the game plan to the midfield two of Enzo and Caicedo. Could we see a 4-2-3-1 against Man United? Palmer in the middle, I'm just sort of thinking it as I'm doing this video. Palmer as a number 10, Sterling on the left, Mudryk on the right, in behind Jackson or Breuer up front. Either way, this game against Man United is now massive. It's always going to be massive. We win that, we go level on points with Brighton before the fixtures this week are kicked off. We would be level on points with them up to 8th. And that'll be huge for us. Heading into a run of games we're going to have coming up after the Man United game, because we've played some hard games. The Arsenal, Tottenham, Man City, Man United, Newcastle. 5 of the big games all done and dusted and out of the way. We're going to have a good run of fixtures to hopefully build as we get our players back. And then hopefully we can then push ourselves up that table somewhere near European competition, whatever that may be. Because that'll be outstanding for us. From where we were last season to where we are this season, despite the defeats, there are still signs that things are beginning to click going forward. We must sort out our defensive line. We must sort out our lack of discipline, and we just must sort out some level of consistency. Now, a lot of focus on Pochettino and rumours and nonsense about, the results and all this sort of stuff. It was always going to be a project, a long-term project. But at times I just think he's pulling his hair out, because you look and you see the mistakes being made by people on the pitch defensively. You see mistakes and discipline from your players that just dive into tackles they shouldn't be doing. 2 yellers. I'm not being funny, but you done it the first time and you got booked. Don't go and do it again. Reece James, Newcastle, pulling back the shirt. Stupid decision. Anyway, all I want to say is it's been a bit up and down the last week or so. Newcastle was poor. Today was good. It was good today for the majority. And yes, Brighton dominated the second half because we only had 10 men. But we held firm, resolute, and that was good. We ground out a great 3 points. Let's take it into Man United. I'll be here for live match commentary Wednesday night, ball-by-ball coverage on this channel. So hopefully you're going to enjoy it. Thanks for sticking with me. Again, as I say, I've been away for over a week now in America. I'm now back doing my videos. Thank you for your support. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Thanks for watching. See you soon.